Alright guys, welcome to another video. So today, I'm going to show you how to tie a ridge line. Now, there are multiple ways to do it. I'm going to show you my favorite way and what I think is the easiest. Now, there are some new ways out there, but this is the one that is tried and tested and I like it and it works. So there you go. So what we're going to be using is a brand new shank of blue 550 paracord. So yeah. Let me get the camera reset up while you watch the intro. Alright guys, my name is Doug. I am the Bearded Outdoorsman and welcome to my channel. So if you like beard product reviews, gear reviews, all that kind of stuff, you came to the right channel. So today, I'm going to show you how to hang a ridge line my way, which I think is the easiest way. A lot of people do it, but there's some that may say there's a simpler way. This is what works for me. This is the way I like to do it. So let's get into our paracord. We're going to do it with paracord today. We're going to use our newest Moore knife. This came in one of our nomadic quarterly boxes. So let's get this out of there. All right, so this is where I'm gonna catch some flack at. But I'm gonna take the end here. And on that end, I'm just gonna tie an overhand knot. Just something that I know is not gonna go anywhere. So now, I just need to see how long I need my rope before I cut it. Because this is a brand new shank of cord, so I don't have even an idea on where to cut it at. All right, so we're back with about 30 foot of rope. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna pull this through. This is the part where I'm probably gonna get flack from because, I don't know, I just think I will. But anyway, so with your ridge line, you definitely wanna go high. What are you hanging it for? Are you hanging it for a hammock, a tarp for your hammock? Or are you hanging it for just a standalone tarp shelter? So think about how high you want it for that. So for today's purposes, we're just gonna go right there. Now what I wanna do is I wanna take this loop end and I wanna pull it around this way just a little bit. No, I wanna keep it here. Because what that's gonna do is that's gonna help give that bite right there. So once it tightens down, it's gonna give that bite right there. And it's not gonna be centered with the tree. So that's fine by me. You may want it centered on the tree, and if you do, then of course you would bring it here. Wherever you have this loop, that's where your line's coming from the tree at. So now that we got that there, let's get to the other side. All right, here we are on the other end of our span. Now we want to do our ridge line. I'll still have my hammock hanging up from recording the first part of this video. And I messed up when I cut my cord and I didn't melt it. So we're just gonna work with it. Now what I'm gonna show you the way I do this, this will work not only for a ridge line, this works for tying something down on a trailer and the bed of your truck, etc. So there's that. So we're gonna go under our hammock strap. And now we're here. All right, could have gone with a little shorter rope. So we're here. So what we wanna do is we wanna take this end, not our working end, get a little bit of slack. We know, all right, so this is pulled kind of snug. So we wanna come about 18 inches off the tree. All right, 2 foot, 18 inches, 24 inches. And now we want to take our hand, loop over, hang rope. Take our hand, come over, make a loop, grab the working side of that loop and pull in. All right, so we've created a loop. Now we want to take our working end and run it through that loop. When we do that, now we have 3 points of pull. So when I pull this, it's pulling here, it's pulling this, it's pulling this, it's pulling it all. And now I can get this paracord extremely tight. Extremely tight. And I can tighten it down even more, like so. So let me back off of this for just a second. And I'm gonna get the camera. And I'm gonna show you up close. All right, so what we've essentially done is we've created a slip knot here. We took our working end back through that knot and pulled it out. So, the cool part about this, before I tighten it down, is we'll take our working end out, is when you're done, that knot goes away. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this in camera. So this is our working end side. So we want to make a loop like this, pull in on our working end side. That side's tied off. Pull in that, pull up, and pull tight. Now, when you pull on this way, it's not going anywhere. But all you gotta do is pull it and it comes out. So essentially just a slip knot. Pull around, pull through. And this works with any kind of rope. It doesn't have to be paracord. Works with any kind of rope. All right, so now we're gonna tie it off. So we're gonna come through here. We're gonna come back through our slip knot. Pull all the excess out. Now, we're gonna snug that down. When we snug that down, where it's coming through our slip knot, we're gonna put our hand there. So it's gonna hold that tension pretty well. So now all you're gonna do, you're gonna take your rope. Oh, I went to the wrong side. Come on. You're gonna take your rope, loop it over it. It's starting to slip on me. This is the only hard part about working with paracord, is sometimes it wants to slip. And we're just gonna pull a little bit through there and make a bite. Simple. We got a ridge line that's tight. It could go a little bit tighter, but it's tight. And it's a simple knot to undo. Then if you wanted a little more security with this, you could take your extra, run it up in here. Let me change the camera. Let's change the camera. All right, so you're a little bit higher than my tripod, so I'm having to hold my tripod. So you pull this through, you loop it over, and then you slide your excess in there, pull tight. Now, if you wanted to make this secure, because if you pull this, it's gonna loosen up, as you just saw. So if you wanna make this even better secure-wise, let's see if I can get this to stand. Sorry for the adjustments. I'm doing this on the fly. All right, so if you wanted to secure this a little bit better, you're still working in, put through that and pull again. Now, it's not going anywhere. And then to undo it, simple as 1, 2, 3. And your ridge line's down. Easy to take apart. All right, guys, so I hope that video was helpful. How to hang a ridge line using rope, anything. Couple different knots using there, slip knots, etc. And you can do it with any rope. It doesn't have to be paracord. I hope the blue paracord that I used made it where you could see it a little bit better, to know what was going on. But essentially a slip knot. So our working end is here. You just take and do a loop, pull on your working end. If you twist it and pull on your non-working end, I'm trying to do this where you can see it. If you make a twist this is your tied off end, and you pull in here, then when you go to pull on your working end to add tension, it's not gonna work. All right, so you have to go towards your working end when you do that. But this knot, this setup, this entire setup, I have used countless times to tie stuff off in the back of my truck, tie stuff off on a trailer. It's a trucker's hitch, slip knots. It's not going anywhere. So, but you can do it with any rope. Doesn't matter the size, the diameter, whatever. You can use big rope, little rope, paracord. It's all gonna work, and it's all gonna come right apart when you pull it apart. It's simple. So I had a little bit too much, rough estimate on that, on 30 foot, but either way, hope you're able to see it. If not, let me know in the comments if this was not good visual for you to see, and if it wasn't, then I'll try to do it again, maybe lower to the ground where I can actually get down and show you a little closer. But with my tripod, it only goes so high. I tried to do it working height, which is about head high. That's what I tried to do. But normally you're gonna wanna put your ridge line. If you're doing it for shelter, you're gonna want to put your ridge line, like I've got a hammock set up. So I wouldn't have gone below my hammock straps. I would have gone above my hammock straps. So you've got to be able to work above your head to do this and get it tied down. And if you're using it as just a tarp shelter with no hammock, it doesn't matter how high or low you go, it'll keep the water off of you. That's all that matters, right? So there you go. Paracord, the ridge line, how to hang a ridge line. Hope you found this video helpful. Drop it in the comments. Let me know, did you find it helpful? Have you ever tied a ridge line? And did you use a different method than what I used? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. So until next time, stay bearded, get outdoors, and God bless.